Alright, so now that we've got her hair set under the little scarf, we're going to start on her makeup. So that's what I usually do. I'll set my hair first, and then while the hair is setting, you do makeup.
So what are we going to start out with? What do you usually do first?
So, what I usually do is the most important part of any makeup, which is the skin. She's lucky because she's blessed with gorgeous skin.
Okay.
So I'm just going to start. Yeah, thanks, Mom.
Shout out to Mom.
I'm going to start out with a little bit of, I'm just using this Aven thermal water. I love this stuff. It's really nice and soothing.
I have it too.
So yeah, I got her hooked on it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it just kind of helps kind of refresh the face and add a little bit of hydration if
so
the face is a
refreshing.
little bit dry.
Oh, that's refreshing.
That's pretty refreshing.
And you can set it with it too, kind of. I've heard that. Like,
Yeah,
you can have, like, a makeup setter.
you can definitely help set your makeup with that. Okay, so what we're going to do next is I'm just going to use a little bit of hydrating serum from Bioderma. I love this stuff. It's really good because you have kind of normal skin. It's not too dry or oily, so this stuff is totally fine to use. And for myself, I usually put it on with my fingers, but for sanitary reasons, I use a foundation brush.
Sweet.
Mostly because I just don't really want to touch your face.
You are
It's
such
so
a sweetheart.
pretty. And then just kind of concentrate on the areas where most people have like laugh lines, things like that.
I find like the creases of my nose,
Yeah.
really like right there, are always dry,
Oh,
right?
there. Right. This is how we first bonded, really.
It is.
It is,
You wanted
though.
to do my makeup the first time you saw me.
Yeah,
Right? You
I
told me
was like, I gotta do this chick's makeup.
Yeah.
I gotta see what's underneath. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is put a little bit of primer. I know it sounds maybe kind of counterintuitive because I've already put on the serum, which is kind of like primer-y, but I really love this stuff. As you can see, I'm kind of running out a little bit because I've been using it a lot on people. It's called Meteorites. It's from Guerlain, or Guerlain, if you want to be fancy,
Guerlain.
like the French.
Oh, the French. They've got a word for everything.
Yeah, I know. It's called a Light Diffusing Perfecting Primer. Kind of a fancy name. But it's got these little pearls,
Pretty.
and when you kind of put it on your hand, it just comes out like this, and it helps really illuminate the face. It looks beautiful on, and it helps, primer kind of helps set your foundation, or kind of gives it sort of a barrier between your skin and the foundation, so it helps it stay on longer and go on a lot smoother, because it kind of fills in those fine lines that a lot of people have, or your pores. If you have really oily skin, I would recommend something like Benefit's Professional. It's really, really awesome if you have oilier skin and you have really enlarged pores, to use something like that. It's really, really good to help make the foundation not look like it's settling in your pores. Alright, so now that we have our primer on, it's time for foundation. I really like to use Armani. I've been using this for quite a while, and I love this foundation. It's called Luminous Silk Foundation. It's a little pricey, but it's fantastic. It goes on really, really thin, but it looks beautiful in photos. So I definitely would urge anybody to give this one a try. If you like kind of medium coverage, if you like really full coverage, it might not be the one for you, but if you don't have a lot of skin problems, this one's good. If you do have more sort of like acne scars like I do, or anything like that, discolorations, I would recommend Makeup Forever's HD foundation. It's awesome. It's kind of like this stuff, but a little bit more coverage.
I don't like wearing really heavy stuff anyways.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't need it, so I
No.
don't, why put it on your face? You know, less is more.
Absolutely.
Unless more is more.
No. Well, sometimes more is more.
Yeah, sometimes more is more.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
But yeah, and I'm not going to put it all over her face, like all up to her hairline, because she doesn't really need it. I tend to kind of have a very light touch when it comes to foundation. I don't like it to look too cakey.
That light touch.
Yeah.
Stella, give that touch.
And there's also kind of a great debate of concealer before foundation or after foundation. There's a lot of makeup artists who swear that they have to do it before. A lot of them who say they have to do it after. It's really up to you. It totally depends on what you prefer. I tend to do it after just because I find that it's easier to sort of control where it goes and to blend it. But yeah, it's really up to you. There's not really any rules. There's not really a lot of rules when it comes to makeup. a lot of rules that have been in place for years and years and years have been kind of, I've seen a lot of makeup artists break those rules and make it
Do
look
what they want.
amazing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
makeup is kind of, it's an evolution. I mean, there's some things that are gonna look beautiful always, but there's always new techniques being discovered.
I like the
So-
plain look. You know,
Yeah.
like I like au naturel look.
Absolutely.
Because skin, I think, is like probably the most crucial part to a look.
Absolutely.
I got lucky. I really
Yeah.
did, because some people just get the worst run of it,
Yeah.
and you feel bad. Like it really sucks.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit itchy. Oh, I hate that. Sorry, is there like a dot there?
You've completely ruined everything. I've
Start
done.
over again.
Cut. Alright, so what I'm gonna do next is do her eyes. What I do first before anything is use some eyeshadow primer. This one is from Urban Decay. It's really awesome. I've used it before, but I always like to use different stuff, but I've kind of come back to it and it is really awesome. You just need a really, really small amount, like a tiny little amount like this is enough for both eyes. So you can use your finger or you can use a brush. I like to use a concealer brush and then just kind of dab it on, starting in the inner corner, like this. And the primer helps to make the eyeshadow stay a lot longer, go a lot smoother, kind of fill in any fine lines or anything like that, and it makes the color pop a lot more, makes it a lot brighter or darker or whatever you're kind of going for. So primer is a must, absolutely. And it helps with creasing because I hate it when my eyeshadow creases.
That's the worst.
And I know it's actually the worst.
It is.
Like there's really nothing worse that can happen to you.
It's like, oh, did you take like a
Yeah.
marker and draw like a line where your
Yeah.
eye bends
Yeah.
when it goes back? Weird.
Yeah.
And like at the bar, you know, you see yourself, you look at the bar like, oh
Yeah,
god,
like,
and then you
damn
try
it.
to like smooth it, you know, you like get in there with the
Yeah, you
eyeshadow.
kind of get in there
Yeah.
and it just doesn't.
Sometimes it helps. No,
Yeah.
not usually.
It helps and then half an hour later it's back.
Back, yeah.
So yeah, no, this stuff,
Crucial.
yeah, absolutely. It doesn't budge.
Just stick it on there.
Alright. So what I'm going to do now is use a little bit of just kind of a neutral eyeshadow. I like to use the Little Naked palette by Urban Decay. It's not like the usual big Naked palette from Urban Decay. It's a little bit more compact. I'm using Foxy and Venus.
Oh, you're right.
Foxy Venus!
Mhm.
I think we found your burlesque name.
Mm-hmm. What's your burlesque name?
I don't have one. I tried
Yeah.
for so long to like think of like a nom de plume.
Mhm.
No way.
No.
No. It just, everything was too hokey or like, it was, I don't want to be like, Trixie, Dollface, Cherry, Leopard, like, you know, it just wasn't me.
Yeah. Same.
So, yeah.
I got
had
like the
to-
cheesiest name.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just